Oh boy. Yeah, I'm late. Hello and welcome back to the apiary. As you could see from the intro, I still have a hive alive and kicking. It was the swarm that was caught in July last year, and I have a hive that did not survive through the winter. It was the swarm that I caught in an apple tree at the end of August last year. As I was expecting, I had almost no hope for the one that was caught late in August. I should have merged them together, but I wasn't sure if there was still a queen inside of it. I will never be sure, but I think there was a laying worker. From what I'm seeing right now, this one looks to be really strong. There is a lot of pollen coming in. I believe there is some nectar coming in. They are rubbing the dead hive besides it, and I should be taking this one back into storage before I leave today. I'm going to do the first inspection of the year. We are April 29th. Let's jump in and see what it looks like, if there is brood, cat brood, ideally, food storage, or anything else going on. Alright, so we are going in, and I expect to find some cap brood. I expect to find a lot of pollen because they've been bringing some pollen for almost 2 weeks now. I'm expecting to find some food storage. They might be low, so maybe I'm gonna leave a bucket of syrup today before I leave. And also, if I manage to find the queen, I'm gonna mark her so it is easier in the coming weeks just to spot her. I am not gonna remove the insulation around the hive yet because I'm still expecting some lower temperature. I want to give the most heat they can get until the warm temperature comes back. Lot of humidity in the burlap. I think I'm gonna leave it on, but it's kind of wet. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm late. Damn it. So they built some comb inside the spacer I put for the sugar. I'm gonna remove the sugar today depending on the amount of food they have, but yeah, I'm gonna leave those on, but I need to remove the wax before I leave today, and I'm gonna remove the spacer as well, I think. So I may have to cut just a little bit the foam around the hive so it fits. Gonna remove the sugar. They ate a lot of it, so the top was mostly full and there is almost none left. I think they are really starving. I've still got some wiring inside the comb that I removed during the cutout that I cannot remove anymore because I think it is fused with the comb on the frame. They still have some honey left on the outside frame. A lot of food storing, so I'm not gonna add syrup before I leave. Both sides. Another one that is full. Both sides. Same, both sides. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today. They're going to be needing some space really soon. So they brought some pollen, they brought some nectar. Frame is full. I hope there's a queen. I should be seeing some cat brood or eggs by now, if the queen was still alive. A lot of pollen. Empty frame, pollen, nectar. Getting scared now. Okay. So I've got some capped brood here. This is good. So the queen is inside. I may just want to find her. Got some larvas inside of here, inside the comb. A lot of eggs as well. So this is very good. More brood on that frame. The pattern is kind of spotty, but it's nectar and larvae inside of them, so I'm okay with what I'm seeing right now. The other side is mostly the same. Some capped brood. This is nice. Some more pollen at the top. You can see the wiring that is holding the frame. I'm not gonna try remove it today, but could I? Yeah, I could. Okay. This one was stuck on the side. And we've got some space at the back, mostly empty. And some pollen at the front and honey or syrup. Mostly syrup, I think, because I fed them in the fall. So I'm pretty sure the queen is in this area. I think I'm gonna have to remove some eggs and brood from here, but I just want to see her and maybe mark her. I will try to remove the wax without damaging the bees or possibly the queen. Mostly empty. So the bees are venting and marching to the hive. So did I miss the queen, or are they just doing what they do? I'm gonna try and find her still. So I am not seeing any eggs on that wax and comb. So I don't think the queen is up here. I'm just gonna take a quick look on the board without the wax to see if I can see the queen. But I'm just gonna shake that board back into the hive. Yeah. Got some bees underneath. They might be clustering with the queen. Are they? Doesn't look like it. Here on the side. No. Alright, so I'm just gonna shake those bees back into the hive. That's a lot of population. Alright, so I'm gonna close the hive for now. I'm gonna go grab a super and I'll be back to add it right on top of it because they are lacking space and I don't want to run a single deep with this much honey inside of it. So I close them up and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I am back with my second hive buddy. It is a deep that I'm bringing, so the frames are already drawn up. The 10 frames in the box are like that, so they have a lot of space. Considering the amount of population that there was in the inner cover when I shook it, I am not afraid of the temperature and the space that I am adding with that deep super. I am not gonna move the honey around inside of the hive. I don't think so. So a lot of population. They are back in the cover, ready to draw up some wax again. I'm putting the deep on top of the other one. I'm gonna leave the insulation as well. So I expect them to come up fairly quickly and start using the space. I'm gonna put back the inner cover. There is still an opening at the top that I'm gonna close up so they don't lose too much heat through it. Pretty sure there was a mouse inside that dug up a hole in the mesh at the top. I'm gonna put back the burlap for now, just to plug it slightly, and then the cover itself. I'm just gonna put the insulation at the top just to be sure that there is not too much heat loss. I don't think the cover is gonna be the main issue with the heat loss, but I'm gonna give them the best chance they have for the coming weeks. It's heating up very quickly, but if I leave the rest of the insulation, why not leave that part as well? Alright, so I am running out of time to do the inspection of the dead hive today, but I will be back shortly to do a full inspection of what went wrong. I believe that the population was too low, but we will be sure when I open it up. So I'm gonna still leave it there because the hive beside it is still rubbing it just a little bit, so there might still be some honey or sugar inside of it, so they can keep themselves alive just a little bit. They have a few frames of food stored inside of the hive, so I am not afraid to leave them as it is without a bucket of syrup. And there is a lot of pollen, there is some cat brood, there's a lot of population, so the second hive buddy is going to help a lot to increase the population very quickly. So the plan for the coming weeks and month is to split the hive maybe at the end of May, early June, so they have the rest of the summer to build up and be strong for the fall. And I have some plan to build up some swarm traps, place them around here a few miles away as well, just to cover some territory and try to catch some more swarms and build up the apiary that way. So I'm very happy with what I saw today. I did not see the queen, but there were eggs, so she's still there, and there is some cat brood, so it's going to be fine. The bees are very gentle, that's a plus. I don't want to jinx myself, but they went through winter very easily, so the genetic might be good as well. So my plan is to split and try to get 2 hives up and running by early June. Let's wish ourselves a good summer, a good season, hopefully a few swarms to catch and build up the apiary. Hopefully those ones do not swarm on me. We'll see how it goes, but that's a good start.